Hi everybody, welcome to Everyday Yoga with Susan. I am Susan. Today's class, I think we're going to do a little bit of everything, but maybe focus a little bit more on hips, hamstrings a little bit. We've been sitting a lot. I know I've been sitting a lot. So let's get started. We're going to start with some breathing work, some breath work, just to kind of prepare for class. So the first thing we're going to do is just find a comfortable seat, come to an easy cross-legged pose, sit nice and tall. We're going to do some controlled breathing. So you can rest your hands onto your thighs, palms facing up if you like. And we're going to close the eyes. What we're going to do is take an inhale for a count of 4, hold at the top for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and then hold at the bottom for a count of 4. And we're going to breathe in and out through the nose. And we're going to do that for about 5 rounds. So go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. And then come back to your normal breath. And just notice how that controlled breath work made you feel. Hopefully it brought a little bit more of a relaxed sense to your mind and your body. And now with the eyes closed, you're just going to take that right ear and tilt it towards our right shoulder. And we'll bring the chin back to center, switching sides, left ear over towards the left shoulder. And then bring the chin back to center. And now we're just going to tuck the chin in towards the chest. And then lift the chin back up and open the eyes. All right, we're going to release those hands down by our sides. As we inhale, lift the arms, reaching tall. Exhale, release them back down by our sides. Inhale, open and lift. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, lifting. And then exhale, releasing. All right, this time, inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And on the exhale, you're going to drop that right arm down by your side, reaching tall with the left and extend over towards the right. And you want to press into your left hip while doing that. Inhale, come all the way back up to center, arms above. And then as we exhale, release that left arm down by your side, reaching tall with the right, extend over towards the left. Inhale all the way back up to center. We're going to flow this from side to side. So exhale over to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Good. And then just continue to move with your breath from side to side. Go at your own pace, whatever feels comfortable for your own breath. Connecting breath with movement. finish up on this side. Inhale all the way back up to center, bringing palms together above. And then exhale, hands to heart center. So now we're just going to place those hands on the front of our shins, and we're going to do some seated cow and cat. So on the inhale, you're going to pull onto those shins and pull your heart through and up, creating a little bit of a back bend, maybe tilt the chin up. And on the exhale, we're going to round into the spine, tucking the chin onto the chest, holding onto those shins for support. Inhale, bring the heart through and up for that seated cow. And then exhale, round and tuck for seated cat. We're going to do a couple more like that. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. One more, inhale forward, and then exhale back. And then come back to neutral. And now what we're going to do is some Sufi circles, and just kind of rolling the torso around the pelvis. So you're just going to start to maybe dip the heart a little forward, and then shift to the left, round to the back, and then over to the right. Good, and just make these nice circles, moving the torso around the hips. Inhale as you come forward, and then exhale as you go back. So basically what we've done is add a little bit of twisting to our seated cow and cat. You kind of feel the dip through the shoulders, a little bit there. One more in this direction. And then we're going to switch. We're going to head over to the right, round to the back, to the left, and then back forward. Good, yeah. Again, just kind of exploring how this feels in your hips, how it feels in your back. Let's do one more round. And then come back to center. All right, we're going to take those arms straight out in front, spread the fingers wide. You're going to take that right palm and flip it over. And with your left hand, you're going to grab a hold of the fingers of your right, and then just give your wrist a little stretch. And then turn the palm back over. You're just going to place your other hand right on top, and then start to draw those fingers towards the floor, giving the wrist a stretch in the opposite direction. Switch sides, turn the left palm up, grab a hold of those fingers with your right hand, and then just draw those fingertips towards the floor. And then turn the palm over, placing the other hand on top. Again, just pressing those fingers gently towards the floor again. And then take both hands, extend them out, spreading the fingers wide. We're going to close and make a fist. Spread them wide, close and make a fist. Again, wide and make a fist. And then do that really quickly. Keep breathing. Starting to feel the heat in your forearms. A little more. All right, go ahead and release them down by your side and shake them out. So we're going to come into a tabletop. So you're just going to turn towards the long side of your mats and come into an all-fours position, stacking shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. Finding a nice neutral pelvis here. We're going to take those right toes to the back of the mat and press onto your toes, giving the calf a nice stretch. And then from here, we're going to lift that leg up to about the height of your hip, pressing through the heel, toes are pointing towards the floor. And we're just going to give a little pulse here. Just a little movement, keeping the glute engaged, sending energy through the entire leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, you're going to bend the knee so the heel points up towards the sky. On the exhale, we're going to pull that knee in towards the nose, a little round into the back. Inhale, lifting the heel up. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more like that. Good. Lift the heel up, send it all the way out, and then you're just going to bring that knee back down to meet the other one. Let's do that on the other side. You're going to take your left toes to the back of the mat, press onto your toes. Again, give the calf a nice little stretch. We're going to lift that leg up to the height of your hip, and then nice and strong, keep pushing through the heel, little pulse. Again, it's just a little movement for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bend the knee, heel points up towards the sky. On the exhale, you're going to pull that knee in toward your chest. Inhale, lift the heel up. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Last one. Send the heel up, straighten the leg out, and then just bring that knee down to meet the other one. We're going to take the knees wide, bring big toes to touch, sit back under the heels, come into child's pose. From our child's pose, we're going to look towards our hands and then just bring your palms together at the top of your mat into prayer hands. From here, you're just going to take those hands and take them behind your head so that your thumbs can touch the back of your neck. And then from here, if you like, walk those elbows a little further forward to give those triceps a little stretch. You're going to feel that into your upper back. And then release those hands back to the mat and then open them back up again. You're going to look towards your hands, come back up onto your knees. Take those knees back underneath your hips, curl the toes under, and send your hips back and up to downward facing dog. Start to pedal it out. Just kind of seeing what's going on in your back today, in the back of your legs. Feel that nice lift through the tailbone, pushing the floor away. And then send both heels towards the floor. We're going to bring big toes to touch and then take that right leg up towards the sky. From here, bending the knee, let's open the hip. Maybe roll your foot around a little bit. And then straighten the leg out, square off the hips, bring that foot down to meet the other one. And we'll do the same on the other side. Take that left leg up towards the sky. Bending the knee, open the hip to the side. Roll the foot around a little bit, both directions. All right, and then straighten the leg out, square off the hips. You're going to bring that foot down to meet the other one. Open them up again so that they're hips distance. We're going to take those knees back down to the floor and come back into our all fours position. All right, from here, we're going to shift forward to a kneeling plank. On the exhale, we're going to shift it all the way back to child's pose. Inhale, come on forward into a kneeling plank. Exhale, back to child's pose. One more time. Inhale, forward, kneeling plank. And then exhale, back to child's pose. So we're going to add something to this now. We're going to add a little chaturanga, a kneeling chaturanga. We're going to inhale forward into kneeling plank. On the exhale, lower halfway, kneeling chaturanga. Inhale, push back up. Exhale to child's. Let's do that again. Inhale forward, kneeling plank. Exhale, kneeling chaturanga. Inhale, push back up. Exhale to child's. Last one, inhaling forward. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, push back up. Exhale to child's. So this one we're going to take all the way to the floor. Inhale forward. Exhale, lower right down onto your bellies. Flatten your feet. So we're going to walk those hands just a little bit further forward so that they're underneath your shoulders. We're going to roll your pelvis in towards the floor. And then on the inhale, lift just your heart. So it's a little lift, very little pressure into your hands. As you exhale, lower back down. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. So we're going to walk those hands a little lower so that they're on either side of your chest. Keep the elbows hugging in nice and close. Pull your pelvis in towards the floor. Inhale, lift your heart, and then press into your hands, lift a little higher. And you can leave those elbows bent. You want to keep the shoulders down so they're not hunched by your ears. Keep the shoulders relaxed down. And then from here, we're going to lift the hips and shift it all the way back to child's pose. Take another breath here. And then we'll come back up onto our knees, curl the toes under, hips back and up, downward facing dog again. Inhale up onto the toes, bend the knees, look towards the hands. On the exhale, step your feet to the top of the mat, come to forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, folding. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up, look to the palms. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we're going to bring our hands to our hips. Take a step back with your left foot, turn towards the long side of your mats. And we're going to be in about a medium straddle stance. So you're going to take those feet, turn them out to a 45-degree angle. We're going to take those arms up towards the sky in the shape of a V. As we exhale, you're going to bend the knees, drawing those elbows in towards your ribs. Inhale, rise all the way up. And then exhale, lower down. Good. Play squats. Inhale, lifting. And then exhale as you lower. So goddess pose. We're just moving in and out of goddess pose. Moving with the breath. Again, go at your own pace, whatever feels comfortable for your breath. We're connecting the breath with the movement. So we inhale as we rise, and we exhale as we lower. Good. And we're just going to continue to move this way. One more like that. Good. Come right into that goddess pose. You're going to release your hands to your thighs. And then we're just going to start to lower that right shoulder towards the floor. Inhale, lift all the way back up. And then exhale, drop that left shoulder to the floor. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, drop the right shoulder. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, drop the left shoulder. One more time. Inhale, lifts. Exhale, dropping the right. Inhale, lifts. Exhale, dropping the left. Come back to center. Straighten those knees. We're going to turn those toes, kind of heel toe them back together till you can step them together. And then we're going to turn to the top of our mat again, coming into our mountain pose, Tadasana. Hands down by our sides, shoulders back and down, nice and strong. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, folding. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, folding. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up, look to the palms. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to add on to that. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, folding, stepping back to our plank pose, top of our push-up. From here, take chaturanga all the way to the floor. You can use your knees if you need to, just like we did in the beginning. Inhale, lift your heart, come into cobra. And then exhale, curl the toes under, hips back and up, downward facing dog. Take a full breath here. Inhale up under the toes, bend the knees, look towards the hands. Exhale, step the feet to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, folding. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up, look to the palms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, folding, stepping back to your plank. Chaturanga, all the way to the floor. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, curl the toes under, back to downward facing dog. Take another full breath. Let's take that right leg up towards the sky. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring it all the way to the top of the mat. Staying on the ball of your back foot, we're coming all the way up to Crescent Lunge, and you can use your thigh to help you up. Find balance here. Remember, we want to stack that front knee over the ankle, pushing through the heel of your back foot. When you feel ready, take those arms all the way up towards the sky. Reach tall. On the exhale now, we're going to hinge forward and sweep those arms behind us. Inhale, rise all the way up, lifting. Exhale, hinge and sweep. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hinge and sweep. Good, come on, all the way up. And on the exhale, release your hands to the floor and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bring it all the way to the top of the mat. Stay on the ball of your back foot, and you can open your stance a little bit if that helps. With your balance, it's going to give you a little more stability. Take those arms straight up towards the sky. Take a full breath here, relax your shoulders, pull your belly in, tailbone towards the floor, just to get that nice little extra lengthening in the front of that right hip. On the exhale, sweep those arms back, hinge forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sweep and hinge. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep. Good, come on, all the way up. On the exhale, release the hands to the floor. And then step the back foot forward, come to forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, folding. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up, look to the palms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, folding, stepping back to your plank. Now you have the choice here. You can go right to down dog or move through your vinyasa, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, come into cobra. And then exhale, back to downward facing dog. And then just take another full breath here. So we're gonna go something very similar. We're gonna take that right leg back up towards the sky. And on the exhale, bring it all the way to the top of the mat. Come back up to Crescent Lunge. Take your time, rise all the way up, reach up. And on the exhale, we're gonna sweep and hinge forward and then lift off that back leg and come into a modified warrior three. Drop your toes, rise all the way back up. Exhale, sweep forward, hinge forward, load the front leg, lift off the back one. Drop your back toes, rise all the way up, reach up. And then one more time, hinge forward, sweeping, load that front leg, lift off the back one. Good. Okay, drop your toes, come on all the way back up. And then exhale, release the hands to the floor and step back to downward facing dog. We're taking that left leg up towards the sky, and we're bringing it all the way to the top of the mats. Come on, all the way up. Rise up. Find stability here. On the exhale, hinge forward, sweep forward, load the left leg, and lift off. Now, you don't have to lift the leg all the way to the height of your hip. You can leave it a little lower if you need to. Drop your toes, rise all the way up. Just do the best you can. Exhale, sweep forward, hinge, load that left leg, and then lift the right one. Drop your toes, rise all the way back up, lifting, and one more time. Hinge forward, sweeping, load that front leg, and lift. Good. Drop your toes, rise all the way up. Beautiful. Release the hands to the floor. We're going to step back to downward facing dog. Good. From here, inhale up onto the toes. Bend the knees, look towards the hands. Start to walk your feet back to the top of the mat. Come to forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, folding. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up, look to the palms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, folding, stepping back with your left leg again. We're going to walk our hands around to the long side of our mat, and we're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So we want to lift halfway, find that flat back, and on your exhale, hinge forward, come into that forward fold. Take another full breath here. And you have the option to take your hands out wide. Maybe grab a hold of your ankles, grab a hold of your big toes. The other thing you can do is walk your hands behind you, tenting your fingers onto the floor, and then bending those elbows to draw yourself a little deeper into that forward fold. So we're going to walk those hands back forward underneath the shoulders, and we're just going to take a little variation here. You're going to turn those right toes out to that right corner of your mat, and then bend your right knee. So it's kind of a variation on a lunge. You're going to walk your hands around to that corner as you start to rotate your torso in that direction. So this is kind of a hybrid between a warrior stance, between a warrior two and a downward facing dog. So what we're going to do is walk those hands further away and drop your head between your biceps, feeling the lengthening in your upper back. Lift through your tailbone, press firmly into your feet. And then we're going to walk the hands back in. Come back to center, straightening that right knee. Turn your toes, and then we'll do the same on the other side. You're going to turn your left toes out to about that left corner, bending your left knee in that direction, coming into that side lunge. Walk your hands around to that corner, and then we're going to walk them away. So come into that hybrid of a down dog and a warrior stance. And then we'll walk the hands back in, straightening that knee, come back to center, turn your toes. So you're going to turn your right toes towards the front of your mat, walk your hands all the way around to the front, and then from here, step your foot back to downward facing dog. So we're going to come into dolphin pose. We're going to drop those forearms to the floor, keeping your elbows underneath your shoulders. Now I like to keep my palms right out in front of my hand, right out in front of my elbows. Some folks like to bring the hands together, but I like to leave them here. It helps keep those elbows stacked underneath my shoulders. So just pushing the floor away, you're going to feel your shoulders open up and work here. And we're going to do a couple of variations here. We're going to start to tiptoe those toes to the back of the mat to come into a forearm plank pose. Nice and strong. You want to draw your belly in. All right, let's tiptoe those toes back in, finding dolphin again. And then we're going to tiptoe them back. Come back to that forearm plank. So a lot of strength work here. All right, we're going to tiptoe them forward again. Back to our dolphin. And this time we're going to take that right leg up towards the sky. Dolphin split. And then bring that one down. And then take the other one up. And then bring that one back down. And then take those knees to the floor. Stretch it all the way back to child's pose. And then from child's, you can bring those arms behind you, reaching towards your heels to come into embryo. And just relax your forehead to the floor. Relax your shoulders towards the floor. And then we'll bring those hands back underneath our shoulders, lifting back up into hero pose. And we're just going to take a moment here in our hero pose, sit nice and tall. From here, we're going to drop our hands to the floor and then swing those shins out to the side. We're going to come onto our seats. And I'm going to face the front of my, well, the side of my mat, but face the camera. But you can stay facing the front of your mat. We're going to take those legs out wide into a seated straddle. We want to be right on top of your sits bones. So you want to feel that the bony protrusions of your pelvis pressing into the floor. Toes pointing straight up towards the sky, knees pointing up towards the sky. Sit nice and tall. We're going to do a couple of side bends. So we're going to take our left hand just inside of our left thigh. Bring your right hand to our hip. Press it right into the hip. We're going to help ground that hip. You're going to take your left hand, slide it down towards your foot. Now it might not come to your foot. Don't worry about it. We're going to try to grab the foot, but you can grab your ankle if that's what you can manage. But I want you to feel like you're opening your chest, lifting your heart up towards the sky. At the same time, ground through your right hip. Feel it pushing into the earth. And then from here, we're going to take that right arm and extend it straight up towards the sky. Now you can stay here if you like. The other option is to extend the arm over your ear towards that extended leg, towards your left toes. Now some of you are going to be very flexible and you can reach your toes. That's lovely. That's not me. So we're going to let that arm come all the way down to the floor. And then you're going to take your left one and frame your left leg with your left arm, your left hand, your right hand. We're going to lift halfway, look towards your toes, create some space. And as we exhale, hinge forward over the extended leg. Maybe walk those hands out. Maybe reach them around your foot if you can. And then we'll walk the hands back in and lift up nice and tall. Come back to center. We're going to do that on the other side. So now you're taking your right hand inside of your right shin, left hand comes to your hip. We're going to slide it down towards the foot. If you can grab it, great. If you can only manage the ankle, that's fine too. We want to maintain that opening of the chest. So it's a rotation of your chest, keeping that left hand firmly planted. Push your hip into the floor. And then from here, extending your left arm up towards the sky. Stay here if you like. Maybe take the arm over your ear towards that right leg. Good. Lifting all the way back up to center. Nice and slow. We're going to take the left leg. Draw that, bend the knee, pull the heel in towards your thigh. And we're going to come into a modified wild thing. So you're going to bring your left hand behind you for support. And then we're just going to bring the weight onto our left shin. You're going to lift onto that left shin, rise up, lifting your arm up towards the sky and then taking it behind you if that's comfortable. And then just lower all the way back down. And then we'll switch sides. So extend your left leg back out. Bend the right knee, pull it in towards the sole. Pull the sole of your foot in towards your inner thigh. Right hand comes behind you for supports. We're going to come right onto that right shin. So lift onto your shin. Extend your left arm up. If you could reach it back. And then slowly lower all the way back down to the ground. And then extend legs both out in front. Sit nice and tall. We're going to bend the knees, feet flat onto the floor, and we're going to come down onto our mat. So we're going to lay all the way back, slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. Once here, let's hug those knees into our chest. You're going to place your hands right on top of your shins or your knees and make circles in a clockwise direction. And then reverse the direction of your circles. Coming back to center, we're going to hold on to the right knee, but extend your left leg all the way out in front. Let the heel come to the floor. That right arm is going to come out by your side in the shape of a half T. And with your left hand, you're going to guide your right knee across the midline of your body over to the left for a spinal twist. And if it feels good for your neck, you can turn your gaze toward your right hand. And then we'll bring that knee back into center. We're going to bring the left knee to meet the right one. And then extend your right leg all the way out in front. Let the heel come to the floor. You're going to take that left arm out by your side in the shape of a half T. And with your right hand, guide your left knee across the midline of your body over to the right. Again, if you want to take your gaze toward your left hand. And then bring that knee back into center. We're going to bring both knees together. And then from here, extend your legs straight up towards the sky for legs up the wall. So this is our Vipariti Karani, and it is our final inversion. You want to stack your heels directly over your hips. Hands can be down by your sides. If you need a little bit of support, you can hold on to your thighs if you like. Try to flex your feet. Imagine that you were holding something on top of your feet. So we're going to take 5 full breaths here. And then once you've taken your 5 full breaths, we're going to bend those knees and lower your feet to the floor. From here, we're going to heel toe our feet to the outer edges of our mat and let the knees knock in towards one another. This is our deconstructing pose. It's good to do at the end of your practice, especially if you've done any kind of back bending. It helps decompress the spine. Now you can leave your knees touching, or if you like, maybe sway them from side to side. And then heel toe those feet back together. We're going to extend them all the way out in front. We are preparing for our final relaxation, our Shavasana. So we're going to let those feet flop to the outer edges of our mat. Take your arms out by your sides, palms facing up. Roll your shoulders back and down. And then just close the eyes and allow your body to surrender and release to the earth. Allow your breath to be a little more shallow, a little softer. Let go of any tension that your body might still be feeling. So feel free to stay there as long as you like. 5 minutes is nice, 10 is better. Just allowing the body to release a little more and more. I hope this is the end of our practice. I hope you enjoyed this practice. If you liked it and you want to come back to it, just hit that subscribe button at the bottom. Maybe comment, let me know what you thought about the class. We're going to bring hands together at heart center, press together in prayer. Bowing down towards our hands in gratitude for our practice today. And then we'll lift our heads. The light and divine in me bows to the light and divine in you. We meet as one. Namaste.